In this video, I'm going to show you simple ways to design these 4 sports graphics, and I'm going to do it all in Affinity Designer. Let's go. Thanks for joining me on this video. My name is Juno with Detour Shirts. I've been designing and selling t-shirts online since 2005. If that's something you want to learn how to do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right there. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to design 4 separate sports graphics, and this would be the basketball, the baseball, the soccer ball or football, depending where you live, and the American football or football here in the US. So these are going to be very simple versions of these graphics. I'm going to try and do it super simple for you, especially for you that are non-designers. I'm going to go step by step in Affinity Designer and show you how I create these very simple graphics that you can use on t-shirts or on stickers or whatever you're doing on print on demand. And you're going to want to stay to the end to see all 4 of them, as well as another edition of trend credits. So all of this is going to be in Affinity Designer. So let's get started now. So the first thing I'm going to teach you how to create is a basketball, and this is going to be a super simple version of a basketball. This isn't kind of a 3/4 view. This is going to just be straight on view, just the simplest version of a basketball I can create for you. So the first thing we're going to do is create a circle. You can do this by clicking on the ellipse tool right here, and then hold down Shift and draw your circle. So this is a perfect circle, and you're going to have the stroke be black, and you can set the stroke to whatever width you want. So I'm going to go in here into width or into stroke, and then pull that down. In my version, I'm going to do 4 point. You can do whatever you want. You can see that's about the right thickness there. So the first line we're going to make is with the pen tool. Click on the pen tool here. Click on the top middle part of your circle. You should get a guideline here to tell you where the center is. If not, then just eyeball it. Click on it here, hold down Shift, and then click on the bottom here, and that will be your first one. And the next thing you want to do is hold down Command, and you can see it turns into the node tool. So click anywhere with the command, and that's going to release you from or stop you from connecting this line that you just made. So now you still have the pen tool here. Click on the right center, you can see right there, hold down Shift, click on the left center, and now you have those 2 lines. Hold down the Command key and then click anywhere outside, and you can see that stops it as well. So we're gonna do 2 more. We already have the pen tool. So with your pen tool, again, click about 3/4 of the way from the circle. So this is half right here. You're gonna do just a little less than half on the circle. Click there. You're gonna click in the middle, that middle line right here, and then drag. So as you're clicking, just drag this. This is your Bezier curve. Hold down Shift so that it's straight up and down. So you're gonna click like that, and then click somewhere down here on this line, and you can see you can do something like that. Now if you want to move these with the node tool, you can click on these points and kind of just move them. If you don't like where they are, you can move them around kind of like that, and you can play with this too, but I would hold down Control when you're moving these so you can move these together. You can see how holding down Control and Shift, if you hold down Shift, that means it's going to go up and down. If you don't hold down Shift, you can turn it, but holding down Shift will make it go just up and down, and holding down Control will move both of these at the same time. So just move that there, and when you find the right place to do that, click on your black arrow or the move tool like that, and we're gonna click on this, holding down Option and Shift and drag. We're gonna make a copy, and then flip that copy right here, flip horizontal, and just move it close to the line there. And now we have our basketball. The only thing we have to do is color it. So click on here and go to color and color it orange. You can do it 100% yellow. Let's see, magenta 50 or so, and then that's it. I think, what did I use here? So this one right here is actually 75, 95, 75 magenta, 95 yellow. So let's do that if you want to do that. 95, 75, you can see, just as long as it's a different orange, you can do that. So that's how you do basketball, pretty easy. That's the simplest of the 4 that I'm going to show you. So just using lines, and all we used was the pen tool and the node tool and the move tool, and of course the colors. So the next shape we're going to do is a baseball. So what we're going to do for the baseball is create a circle again. So go to your ellipse tool again, hold down shift, while holding that down, drag, and you can just make a circle like that. Now this circle is going to be white, so come here and turn it to white right there, so you can make sure they're all 0, 0, 0. So the next thing we're going to do, just like the basketball, is we're going to use the pen tool here, and we're going to start here and then click somewhere in the middle, drag it down, hold down shift while you drag these curves, and then click down here. And you can see it's a little bigger than the basketball one that we did. And of course we can come in here with the node tool and kind of fix things up if we want to. I think we did that one okay. We can move points and everything if we want to. So once we got that, we're gonna do these right here, these stitches. So those stitches are gonna be with the pen tool as well. So we'll just click on the pen tool. We're gonna do the first one in the middle, and I'll show you why, just because it's easier to see. We'll click about here and then onto the line and then up again right here. And this can be whatever you want, but if you want to fix it, click the node tool again and kind of bring things in. I'm going to zoom in just so you can see. So zooming in is Command plus right there. And I have the node tool. I'm going to move it, just to see what it's like. So that looks good to me. So we're going to copy these and then move it up and down along this curve. So click on this right here, hold down Option and Shift and drag, and we're going to drag it 3 times. There's 1, 2, let it go, click on it again and drag. You don't have to have Shift, you can just have Option and drag. So Option, drag, holding down Option, clicking on this, and then dragging. So real easy, right? So now that you have a lot of those, click on this bottom one and you can just turn it. So you'll notice once you get close to the top right here, the arrow is going to change to this kind of curvy arrow. You see it right there. Now hold down the mouse, click on the mouse and hold it down, and then you can turn it as you're holding down the button on the mouse. So you can see that turns it there, and then you can move it. So move it right there. Same thing with all of these. We're gonna click on here and turn and move. I'm gonna speed this up so that you can see what the end result will look like. So there it is, I moved them all. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see. So once you have that left side, I'm gonna click right here outside and drag on my mouse. So I'm with the, I'm with the move tool, right? So click on the move tool, click outside of the ball, and then just drag so that you're selecting all of these. So now that you have these selected, hold down Option and Shift and drag. We're gonna make a copy, and then we're just gonna flip that copy, flip horizontal right here, and there we go. Move it into the right place, and you have your baseball. And of course you can play around with it. If it's too far in, you can move things out. So let's say that's too far in. Let's just move this here and move this one back here like that. And if it's sticking out, you can play with it with this node tool, right? Click on here, move that down so it fits in there, right? And it's just all adjusting. You may not get it the first time, but you can move things around when you want to there. So that's a real simple way on how to do a baseball. So the next graphic is going to be a soccer ball or football, depending on where you live. In the US, it's a soccer ball. So you're going to start again with the ellipse tool. You're going to be really good at this. So hold down Shift while you click and drag with your mouse right? I'm still using the same stroke that I did before, this 4-point stroke. And it's white, the soccer ball is gonna be white. The tool that we're gonna use this time is this pentagon tool or polygon tool. It's it's usually a triangle tool here. So if you click on the triangle tool, you're gonna see all these other tools, go down and hit the polygon tool. It's gonna default at 5 sides right here, so that's perfect. And you can hold down Shift while you drag it. And you're gonna wanna make it just about that big, and we're gonna adjust it later anyway, so make sure that this is filled with black. So you can just switch it here and make sure the stroke is nothing. So black, nothing stroke, black, 100, 100, 100 fill, right? So let's put that in the center. And then what you wanna do is you hold down Shift and drag and then flip this around. So you can do this right here, flip vertical. And we're just gonna move this up just a little bit like that, okay? And the next one we're gonna wanna do is the same thing. We're gonna do 5 of these. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're just gonna copy this again, Option Shift and drag, but this time we're gonna turn it, right? Just like how we turned the other ones. And we're gonna turn it to match this right here. So let's turn it. We're kind of gonna match this right here. So I'll show you. See how that's flush right there? So that's what we're gonna match, and this point. And you can move things with your arrow tool like this. So if you wanna just move it back, right there, okay? And we're gonna do one more down here. So Option, Shift, drag, and turn. Again, we're gonna match it to this one right here. And then we're just gonna move it down right around here, just so it's just poking off of the edge just a little bit. And move the arrow tools. You can see this is touching that right there, so perfect. And then we can just copy these other two. So we're just gonna hold these, Option Shift, drag so they're copied, and flip it right here, flip horizontal, and then just move it right into place right about there. All right, so that's the start of our soccer ball. We're gonna select all of these and group them. So all the pentagons you can see are all grouped, just so you don't wanna move them that far, just leave them there. I'm just showing you that they're grouped. Hit Command G to group it together. So now they're grouped, right? And then we're gonna move this to the top and then this circle to the top. And then we're gonna move this to the top again. So this should be the top, the group, and the circle should be second. And just drag this into the circle like that. And you can see that it's cutting into it or masking it. The next thing we wanna do is draw these lines. And these lines are just the pen tool again. So connect the corners. So I'm gonna click on here and then here. Make sure this is in the front, and then it has all black with your stroke of 4 or whatever stroke you're using for the ball. Again, you can hold down Command key and click outside to start another one. So you can do this and this pen tool, right? Hold the Command key to start another one. This and this. Hold down Command T to start another one. And we're gonna connect all the corners. So I'm gonna do that in fast mode so you can see what happens. So there you go. That's all of it. That's the soccer. That's a simple soccer ball, just straight on. And you can make this bigger or smaller, whatever you want. You can see I use a little bigger shape here. This one's a smaller, but it still looks like a soccer ball, still works out. So that's the simplest way that I can think of to draw a soccer ball with Affinity Designer. Hope you like that one. So for the last graphic that I'm going to show you how to do is this American football. So this is pretty easy. We're not doing the circle shape this time. We're going to do the ellipse shape right here. And instead of a perfect circle, we're just going to draw a circle like this, or an ellipse like this, an oval. Let's just do a white fill color first and we'll color it later. So white. And then take your node tool. What we're gonna do first is change this. Instead of a shape, we're gonna convert it to curves. So let's hit convert curves, and that way we can add points to it. So let's take our node tool here and click here. Oh, it already has this point. So we're just gonna move this point up like this. Take this point that's here and move it down like this. And you can see that's getting to be the shape that we want of the football, right? And if you want to make these even tighter, then click on this one, hold down Control and move these down just a little bit. Control and Shift so you can make it more of a point. Click this one right here, Control and Shift to make it more of a point. And you can see you got your football shape already. So the next things that we need to do are these two lines. We're gonna use the pen tool here, and we're just gonna click outside of it, and then click the middle part and kind of bend it a little like this, holding down Shift to make it straight, and then click outside again. And then we can adjust, right? So if we wanna just move this here, and move this up and down, we can do that. And it's gonna be a thicker line too. So instead of 4, let's go to stroke and make it pretty big like that, right? And then we can move this around wherever we want. Let's say it's right there. Now, once we get that nice, we can just hold down Option and Shift and drag, and then flip this horizontal so that it's on the same side. So you can kind of eyeball it here, do it like that. All right, so these two can be grouped now. So let's hit that as a group, and then we're gonna mask it into the football. So let's make sure these are at the top, and it is. Let's make sure the football is at the top, so we can click this, move to front. Now let's make sure this is at the top again, just so we can get it. So we got these two lines right here at the top, and then the football. We're gonna drag the two lines into the football, down and in, so you can see it is masked here. And then the next thing we're gonna do is draw these. And this is really simple with the pen tool. I'm gonna click the pen tool, click here, hold down Shift, and then click here. Make sure that this one isn't as fat, so we're gonna make it not quite 4, maybe a little thicker. I'm gonna go with 8, and you can make it whatever you want. But I'm doing 8 here. Make sure that it's centered, and then use that same stroke for the stitches here. So pen tool, click on Command if this isn't selected, so there, to make sure that it's not selected, and then click up and down so you can see we did that stitch. We're just gonna do that 4 times. So click on here with the black arrow or the move tool, click on that path, hold down Option and Shift and drag to make a copy, and do that 2 more times, this and this. Now in order to get those spaced out correctly, if you don't have them spaced out correctly, you can select all 4 right here and go to this alignment and go to this align space horizontally, and you can see that it does that for you. So there you go. The only thing we have to do is color it. So click on this ball here, make sure the color right here isn't white. We can turn it to brown. I'm gonna use this color that I saved here, and that was, let's make this 10, just so it's easy. 20 cyan, 80 magenta, 90 yellow, and 10K, sort of like that. And then we can make these white. So click on these, make sure that this is white. Click on both of these curves. Right now it's black, so change it to white. And you're gonna also wanna change this to white. So all of these right here, they're still strokes. Make sure instead of black, it's white. And there you go. There's your football. So now that you have all 4 of these balls, let me show you how you can use them in a t-shirt design. So now that you know how to draw all these balls here, you can make t-shirt designs just like this one. This one says Mom of Boys. surrounded by balls. You can see I'm using all the balls here, but you could make just a football t-shirt. If you want to just make a soccer t-shirt or just any of these other sport t-shirts, you can do that as well. But it's very versatile. You can make it as big or as small as you want because it's a vector, and just have fun with it. This is just one way to do a t-shirt. Of course, you don't have to copy this, make it your own style, but you can see it works really well in a t-shirt design, both on white and on black. Hopefully this video is really helpful for you. Let me know in the comments if it was, and if you want to learn how to do any other graphics. Thanks so much for staying to the end, and your reward is another edition of Trend Credits. Thanks for joining me for this trend credit. Here is your trend. I'm ready to crush school t-shirt. So you can see there's lots of different ways to do this. Basically it's I'm ready to crush whatever grade. So first grade, kindergarten, mostly kindergarten to be honest. You can see first grade and kindergarten a lot on here, but second grade here is pre-K. Lots of different ways to do this. And you can see dinosaurs, trucks, what else we got? Unicorns. Trucks is a big one because crushing it with a truck. Video game controllers. Like, think of different things that you can use that would be appealing to kindergarten and pre-K and first K kids. So you can see, look at these. I mean, we're not getting back to school for another month or two, but you can see low BSRs already. People are buying these. Let's check Merch Informer. It's getting an A, so you know it's good. If you don't have Merch Informer, I have a link in the description to Merch Informer. You can get it there, but the competition is, you know, A, and you can see like these are getting hundreds of sales. This one's getting 50 sales, like really good sales right now. So get on these, ready to crush whatever grade. You can, of course, it's scalable, so you can take out kindergarten and put first grade and put on second grade. But make sure you do your own version. But the audience, of course, are younger kids. So you can see that that's why the colors, that's why the dinosaurs and the trucks and things like that. So think of your own style. Think of your own way to do this. I'm ready to crush whatever grade here. It is trending right now. So have fun with this one. This is your trend for this video. I'm ready to crush school. So that is it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this video was really helpful for you. If it was, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I got one in the bottom corner right here that you can click. And before I leave, the question of the day. The question of the day for this video is, what other sports do you do when designing t-shirts? What other sports do you create for? I just showed basketball and football and baseball and soccer, but there's tons of other sports out there. I've been noticing a lot of other sports out there. Let me know in the comments which sports do you think that you would design for besides these 4 that I showed you. Leave those in the comments. And thanks again for watching. And if you want to see more videos on how to design different graphics and put together t-shirts, click on these videos right here. And as always, guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.